Happy Wednesday to all my workers out there. To go along with this week's blog, I'm here to show you a couple exercises that can go along with trying to get you moving at work. First, we're going to start with a seated exercise. It's for your core. What you want to think about is keeping your core nice and tight, and then trying to lift one leg, hold for a second, and back down. You want to think about controlling your legs using your abdominal muscles. This is a great exercise to try and keep your core fit and tight even while you're working. If you want a challenge, you can also try to extend one leg and come back. Again, keeping your core nice and tight and also just trying to control these movements using your stomach muscles. For the first standing exercise, it's always good to try and fit in a couple squats while you're at work, okay? So if you need a break and you're getting up and walking around every hour like you should be, it's good to try and just do a couple just squats. A good way to try and think about this is if you were going to sit back into your chair, touch the chair with your bottom, and come back up. You want to really hinge at your hips, keeping your back nice and flat, and push up with your legs, okay? Kind of squeezing your bottom as you come up. Make sure your knees don't come over your toes, and just kind of sit back into that chair. And the chair is actually a really good cue so you don't go down too far. 10 or 20 of these a day can really firm up your butt and your legs, even through a day of work. The next one is a really easy exercise, but it's great especially for those of you who might be running in your spare time. But just some heel raises, going up onto your toes and coming back down. If you want an extra challenge, you can go up on your toes, hold, come back down, and then lift your toes going back on your heels. It's a little bit harder than it sounds, but it works on balance and works on the strength of your ankles. Then let's talk about a couple stretches that are great to do at work. Staying with your calves and your ankles. What a good stretch is always the calf stretch, kind of in a runner's lunge here. So you're keeping your front foot in a lunged position, your back foot, knee nice and straight, heel on the ground. But also just trying to feel a good stretch back into the calf. Holding for about 30 seconds or so. Now you can change the stretch and probably make it more intense by adding a bend in the knee, but keeping your heel nice and flat. This helps you to stretch not only the gastrocnemius muscle, but if you bend the knee, this helps you isolate the soleus muscle, which is usually the tightest of the two. Our last two stretches are for your hip. First one is a hamstring stretch. You can just put that heel up onto your chair, bend at the knee, and bring your body a little bit closer to this leg, making sure you stay bent at the hips and feeling a good pull through the back of the leg. Our next one is for those groin muscles. You want to get your foot up onto the chair, hips squared forward, and just feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh, knee facing forward. For all my yoga people out there, you can go ahead and flatten that foot just like a yoga pose, and then bend your standing knee and lower yourself into this stretch. Again, keeping your back nice and straight and trying to really sink into it, and again, hold for about 30 seconds. If you're doing these at your office, your desk is a good place to kind of steady yourself if you need a little balance. It's middle of the week, apparently I'm getting tongue-tied. But I challenge all of you office workers to try those stretches this week. Hey Harry, you're my black lab. And Harry wants you to try these stretches too. So I want you guys to give them a try. And hopefully we'll see you next week and you'll be moving a little bit better at work. See, he's stretching too. Rough day to be a dog. Okay, thanks guys.